Hello everybody. If you don't know me, thank you for watching my channel. My name is Jessie and I am a makeup artist. Today I just wanted to show you how to do a quick foundation routine. This is just how I do mine, but yeah, so if you want to see that, keep watching. So I always start my foundation routine with really good skin prep. So I've already put on my moisturizers and my oils and my primer. So now I'm just gonna go in, and I do like to let them dry really well before you put on your foundation. So you can do foundation a couple different ways. You can use brushes, you can use your fingers, and a lot of people like to use a sponge. So I'll show you a couple different ways. I personally do like to use a brush, but it switches depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a heavier foundation, I do like to use the wet sponge. If I'm doing a lighter one, then maybe I'll go in with my fingers, but your fingers, the natural oils in them do break down any product that you're putting on your face. So just keep that in mind. So let's just dive right in. Today I am going to use a combination of things, but I'm going to start with the Makeup Forever High Def Stick Foundation. This is my go-to everyday foundation. It's buildable, so you can kind of add if you need coverage in certain areas. So I just literally draw mine on. I like to do 2 stripes on my cheeks and one each there, one on my eyes, a couple there, and one across my forehead. That is just personally how I do it. You can do it however you want to. So then I go in with my brush, and I personally just start up here and I kind of just buff that into the skin. You do want to push your product into the skin and try not to wipe. I mean, I do go back and forth occasionally, but then I go back in and dab it into my skin. So you're just gonna do that. And I do use foundation or concealer as my eye prep. Some people don't like doing that. Some people like to use an eye primer. I just personally find that this works best for me once I set it with a powder. So I'm just gonna keep pressing that into the skin. And you do wanna make sure you blend it down into your neck. Make sure you have no harsh lines along your neckline in case your foundation doesn't totally match. Like mine doesn't totally match right now. I'm kind of in between winter and summer colors right now, so mine doesn't fully match either. Do you like my fuzzy arms? Not really sure how I feel about them, but I am going to wear it because it's super cozy. So whatever's kind of left on my brush, I kind of go up onto my nose and my mustachio line, just because I don't like a lot of product in those areas, but again, personal preference. And I'm just gonna brush it up into the hairline. Almost an eye, didn't I? Oopsie. So there's no specific order that you have to do this in, just kind of do what feels right for you. I do personally like to kind of do everything upwards if possible, but then there's a couple times here where I go down, right? So once I feel like that is pretty much melted into my skin and a lot of my redness is gone, then I do like to double check that my upper lid and my lower lids don't have any creasing starting yet. The oils in your skin will naturally try to break that product down right away. So before I set it with the powder, I like to make sure that there's no creases. But today I am gonna go in with the concealer. I don't always do a concealer, but when I feel like I need a little extra coverage or brightening, I might. Today I'm gonna kind of use the Hourglass, what do they call these bad boys? Vanish sticks as my concealer, even though it's a foundation. And I'm just gonna draw it right on my face, just kind of like a little triangle there. Now I'm using a super light color, but that's because I like my under eye to be quite bright. Just make sure you don't go too crazy, without it. Now I will show you another way to do it actually, because I do like when I'm doing a heavier coverage to use a wet beauty blender. So I'll take that and I'll just go in and pounce it on the skin all the way up into that waterline and down in like that triangle kind of motion, which will just brighten up your face. Same thing on the other side. Nice thing about the Beauty Blender is if you are doing a heavier coverage, it will give you more of a natural look doing it with this. Now, once I've got that pretty fully done, now I know some people do go in with contour and highlight with their cream sticks or liquids. I personally prefer to use a powder, but everyone is different. So once that's ready to go, I will go in with my powder. So my holy grail powder is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Love this. I'm just gonna shake it up so I get some in the lid there. Now I do, when I'm using concealers, like to set my under eyes with the wet Beauty Blender as well. I just think it gives it a really nice finish. It's really natural looking. Again, I'm just gonna check that there is no creasing going on anywhere before I set it. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna pounce it same way I did when I was putting it on underneath. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can brush off any excess powder after you're done here. I just like to make sure my areas that I have any trouble with creasing are super, super set with powder. So for me, that is my eyes and under eyes, and then I do like to do my smile lines here, personally. Now, anywhere that I don't need a ton of coverage, I'll go in with like a little powder powder brush, and I'll just go in and I'll just pounce really lightly on the skin where I think that I need some powder. But if you have dry skin, you're gonna try and only powder in the areas that you need. Otherwise, you will look very dry. I have oily to combination skin, so I powder my whole face to set everything, including my eyebrows. Again, bringing it down into the neck, brushing away any excess powder from when I did underneath my eyes. So that's just gonna give you a really blank canvas to create whatever look you're going for. That's my really quick, easy look. I didn't do a lot of concealing with, you know, my pimples and stuff. I just don't feel like I need it unless I'm, you know, doing a photo shoot or going out on the town, I guess. So thank you for watching. I will do links below for the products that I used. And thanks for watching. See you later.